Welcome back, you guys. As I mentioned in my last video, I am running out of spaces and places to film videos in this home. There's boxes everywhere. I'm packing, I'm moving out. This is what we got. I really want to get this video out because all I can think about these days is spring and all the amazing spring trends I'm absolutely loving. I don't love all of them. I never do. I can't get down with every trend all the time for every season, but I really am happy with a lot of these trends. I'm excited about them and I can't wait to tell you about them. So let's get into it. Very fancy for this video. I was just feeling like I've been living in sweatpants and leggings, and so, you know, like this is Chanel. I put on this Chanel knit, and I'm just like, yes, I'm gonna wear it. I'm actually thinking about selling it. I don't know. Let me know if you're interested. Shameless plug. Just hit me up on Instagram. I don't know though. I don't know. I don't wear it anymore. Ready to wear, Chanel. If that was a very weird intro for you, you're definitely new to this channel. And if you are new, make sure you subscribe because although sometimes we are weird, we are a lot of fun. And you're gonna have a lot of fun, so subscribe. You won't regret it. And it's free. Today we have 11 hot spring 2021 trends to discuss. This spring I'm the most excited I've been in a long time. I'm loving a lot of these trends, and I think when this pandemic is over, we really are gonna have the roaring 20s. Like I'm wearing all of it. I'm wearing all of the fashion. I'm wearing it all. Number one, let's start with some footwear that's coming in hot for spring 2021, and that is the clog. We are seeing the clog in all shapes and forms. Some are like feminine platform clog style. Some are just like straight up clogs, like authentic looking clogs. I mean, they're not authentic because they're like fashion versions of an authentic clog, giving a very high fashion remix to kind of like an old classic. I mean, clogs aren't exactly classic, but they do show up in fashion time and time again. This isn't the first time we've seen clogs trending, and it won't be the last, but every time that clogs come up on the fashion scene, they're kind of done in a different way. We've seen clogs done in very sleek and like even a stiletto clog, or like an edgy feminine shoe with like a clog twist. But right now the clogs that we're seeing are almost more like androgynous, kind of like very gender neutral. It just really screams effortless, and it's definitely not a trend for everyone. A lot of people will not like this and a lot of people will. So this is like one of those trends that we're gonna see on some high fashion fashionistas. It's not gonna be so popular across the board, but in terms of trends really hot for spring 2021, clogs are definitely coming in strong. Number two is another shoe trend, and there are a few shoes on this list because there are so many different trends happening in footwear for spring 2021 that I really need to touch on all of these. So number two, I want to give it to the anklet shoe. This was done last season, but it's coming in a lot stronger this season. We're seeing it a lot more by a lot of different designers. And we're also seeing not necessarily anklet, but just like chain metal hardware on these shoes. We're seeing it a lot with, you know, Bottega. A lot of different designers are doing different variations of metal hardware and almost like jewelry. I mean, it is jewelry on these shoes. So it's a really big trend, and we're gonna be seeing it a lot more going forward spring and summer 2021. Number three, I want to give it to the oversized blazer. Now this isn't something so new, but it is getting almost more oversized as time goes on. Like last season we did see oversized blazers, even the season before that we saw oversized blazers, but now it's kind of like oversized on steroids. Literally, you could possibly look like you're on steroids because these are so massive. I mean, like humongous, like triple XL men's large on like a petite extra small girl. Like that's what I'm seeing, exaggeratedly large blazers. Now, we are going to talk more on this list about some oversized trends, but this I really just need to specify on the blazer because this really is a very strong trend. So while it's not the newest trend, we have been seeing this for a couple seasons already. I think that it's the most it's ever been. Like it's like we cannot get more oversized than this. Like the oversized blazers are just like at peak, at like they're they're huge. More than they've ever been before. So this is not just a little oversized, relaxed, strong shoulder, exaggerated shoulder. This is like literally blazer on steroids, number 3 trend, 2021. Number 4, and these are in no particular order, by the way. We're free rolling. So I've actually been seeing this for a little while now, and I think we're gonna see it a lot more spring 2021, where like just gorgeous, silky, long, flowing fabrics in tie-dye, as opposed to the, you know, tie-dye trend, the DIY COVID-19 tie-dye vibe that everybody was doing last spring, summer, and fall, and winter. I think we're like over that, but we're not over tie-dye quite yet. I mean, it's so fun to look at, and I think a lot of designers just want to incorporate this trend into like a more high fashion sensibility, you know, tie-dye with fashion in mind, not just leisure or athleisure. So it's one of those things that is literally dressed up and dressed down at the same time. Like this could really go either way. And I kind of love that about this trend, because you can really do so much with it. I mean, dress it up, dress it down, rock it with heels, rock it with flats, add a belt, earrings, whatever. So I love this trend. I think we're gonna see it a lot going forward spring 2021. Number 5, another shoe trend, is gonna go to the high fashion slipper, which I really just think is a sign of the times. Like, it's all about the like over exaggerated, kind of ugly slipper, nothing new. We've been seeing ugly fashion happening for several seasons now, and I've touched on this a lot on this channel, where I just feel like a lot of people, some fashionistas, they're on this ugly trend just because it's like the newest, hottest, latest. But I mean, a lot of these are just really not that aesthetically pleasing to look at. I mean, it's pretty clear, but you know, a lot of people will just buy anything. Look, it's definitely important to be comfortable, and a lot of people, that's their vibe. They're comfortable and, you know, out there with their fashion. Absolutely. There's always the crowd that genuinely loves these out there trends, for sure. Some of these definitely are cool and comfortable at the same time. Some of these are just very out there, almost too much, but nonetheless, they are a trend coming in hot for spring 2021. Really like a sign of the times, like an oversized furry slipper that really doesn't look that good, but let's just like style it up and call it fashion, you know? Number 5 is gonna go to big jeans, big pants, oversized, relaxed, definitely still going strong. And you know what? It's not just about a baggy, oversized pant and denim. It's almost like a full length, baggy, huddled to the ground, oversized pant. Like, that's the vibe right now. It's almost just like sloppy is the new chic. I am so here for this trend. I love oversized denim. I think it's easy to wear. It's relaxed, it's roomy, it's comfortable. I really like the look of it, and I really love a lot of the pants that we're seeing, not just in denim, but there are just so many relaxed fits, different styles, different shapes, but all still in that relaxed, oversized, big family, while still being fashion forward, flattering, and, you know, just cool. Like, it's relaxed, but it's still flattering, you know, because some of these trends, like, they're just weird or they're not so flattering, but people still flock to them. This is one of those things that I personally think, for me anyways, is a cool style while still being really flattering. Absolutely here for this trend. Number 6 is going to go to bigger bags, bigger handbags. We've definitely moved away from the teeny tiny bags, and I think we're moving away, but not fully moved, from the mini bag. The mini bag is still hanging on for dear life, but I think we're going in a direction of bigger bags. We're definitely seeing bigger bags happening starting last season, still going strong, and I think it's gonna keep going. The big pillow bags, still very much a thing. We mentioned them last season, mentioning them again, but I do wanna touch on the fact that the trend is going in that big direction. So not just pillow bags, but just like big, oversized, mushy, slouchy, relaxed, and like everything is kind of consistent on this list. Like, it's all about oversized, relaxed, almost like a laid back, effortless, cool. And that's what I love about oversized bags. I'm such a fan of a bigger bag. I always have been, even when the trend was really small. I always loved a bigger bag. So I'm really happy about this trend, and I love the pillow bags. I just absolutely love them, always have from the moment I laid eyes on them. Again, not for everybody, but not every trend is ever gonna be for everybody. So that's what makes fashion fun, right? We get to pick and choose what suits us, what we vibe with, what's consistent with our personal style. And ultimately, you know, the most important thing is to be happy and be yourself. So this is definitely a trend I'm here for. Let me know what you think. Are you still stuck on the mini bags? Next is the dad sandal on steroids. I'm not talking about the dad sandals we saw last season. I'm literally talking about my grandfather's sandals from my childhood. These were my grandfather's sandals in the 90s. Literally. For real. And they are coming back in a very high fashion way. You know what? I love them for nostalgic reasons. When I think about them, I think of my grandfather. Do I think of high fashion? No. Do I think of something beautiful and cool? No, not really. But there's definitely people out there that will, clearly, because they are coming up and they are trending, and we are going to be seeing them on some select fashionistas this spring 2021. They're definitely a trend starting. I think they're a trend that we'll see more and more of as time goes on, and we'll see a lot of different variations from different high fashion designers, and then we'll start seeing the dupes from like the lower end brands like, you know, maybe Steve Madden, stuff like that, which often happens with a lot of these trends. So I think that this is a trend that people will flock to. I think a lot of these are just a sign of the times. I think that's what it is. Yeah. Number 9, low-rise pants. I knew this was coming. I knew this was coming for a while now. I've just been waiting, and I have seen it on the runways this season. We are seeing low rise in high fashion collections right now, and we are gonna see them in street style and online this spring. 100%. The thing about low rise, a lot of people are really scared of this, really scared of this. Surprisingly, I am a huge fan. We're not doing like the butt crack low rise this time. I think that happened in the early 2000s. I think we're doing it with a little more fashion in mind, you know? Low rise, but not raunchy. And I don't know, I'm here for this trend. I really like it. It's definitely a trend that I will be rocking. And yeah, I mean, I still love high rise. It doesn't mean that high rise is, you know, out and going anywhere, like still going strong, but we are seeing the low rise come in, and it's just going to slowly take off more and more. So it is a trend you are going to see. Brace yourself. I'm just the messenger. I don't make the rules. Number 10, classics remixed, okay? Oversized classics, like a button-down shirt, like hugely oversized. Again, this is not something so new. We have seen this, and you know, these are things that we've always seen on high fashion fashionistas. But when we talk about trends that are coming in hot is when they really become at the forefront of fashion. So it's not just something that you'll see on someone's individual style, but it's something that we're seeing hitting the runway, and we're seeing it in all different shapes and sizes. So classics like oversized button-down shirts, classics like trench coats, oversized trench coats, and just mix and match trench coats. And I did talk about this in a different way last season. I talked about trenches remixed, but they still had that classic trench element to them, like in terms of silhouette. But now it's kind of like the classic trench in a very non-classic style, oversized, mixing fabrics, which I absolutely love. Like, this is just so my taste, so my vibe. I love a remix to a classic. For me, nothing better, because I love bringing in both together, because sometimes I want to be classic and sometimes I want to be bold. And I love this. I love seeing a trench that has that classic trench element about it, and then like just a completely different fabric in the back, or like cut with different patches. Just so cool. I love a lot of oversized that's happening in fashion right now, so this is just absolutely no exception. The bold colors, the oversized, the different fabrics, it's all a thing. So it's really just like classics remix. Like, that's how I'm naming this number 10, because these items really are in essence classic, but they're just remixed in a way that is just so edgy and cool, so hot for 2021. Totally here for it. Last but not least, number 11, silky see-through fabrics, still very hot. Again, repeated from last season, but more so in the forefront of fashion right now. I mean, we have seen very sheer see-through fabrics on the runway. In fact, last season we saw almost more lingerie kind of vibes on the runway, where you're literally wearing a see-through, like completely see-through skirt with like underwear underneath. But now it's more kind of like sheer as opposed to completely completely transparent. So it's like those silky, sheer, flowy fabrics that are still kind of see-through, and I love this. I think it's very sexy but sophisticated at the same time. I think it's classy, edgy, fashion forward, and I love like the sexiness to it. And I love when you can mix both and still be tasteful while still being classy. With the whole loose, relaxed, oversized fit, a lot of these fabrics are just like overwhelmingly flowy and loose, but yet still so feminine and elegant and fashionable. Absolutely love this trend, and I look forward to seeing it a lot more going forward. All right, guys, that's all I have for you today. These are the hottest spring trends coming in 2021. Let me know what you think. What are the hottest trends for you? Are there trends on this list you can't stand, trends that you love? You know, with every fashion season, for me, there's always trends that I love and trends that I really don't like. It's normal. We don't have to jump on everything. That's the fun about fashion. Just be yourself. That's my motto. I love you guys so much. As always, I'll be back in a couple days with another really great video, and I cannot wait to see you. So until next time, bye for now.